It is week 9 of free D&D daily content. Even though Theros is now out on the market in D&D Beyond form, they are still giving us free content daily while we continue to do this play-at-home initiative. So we do have 2 DM's Guild modules in here, which are pretty good, and some Adventures League stuff as well. So if you want to see what those are, stay tuned. It is week 9. I have nothing good as far as an intro bit for free content. What's going on, folks? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and here we are on the Wizards of the Coast website. You can see this week's content. So first up is DDAL 514 Re-Education, which is a Tier 3 module. This one is one of the lowest rated I think we've seen in all of Season 5. 2.5 stars for 39 ratings. Still a best platinum seller. Sing bears foul news. Seer has been captured. While exploring the ruins of Ulcaster in search of knowledge pertaining to rune magic, or perhaps even how to create them, they were separated. Now the pseudo-dragon fears the worst. Without Seer's guidance, the efforts of the assembled faction in these recent events may all be for naught. I've never played this one, so I can't comment on it. Then on Tuesday, we got To Wake the Leviathan, which, as you can see here, is very well rated. Best gold seller. 4.5 stars for 15 ratings. This was only from 2018. It's a 4 to 6 hour Adventure League module for characters level 11 to 16. And it features, is part of a series of adventures that expand upon the material presented in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. It can be played on its own or as part of any campaign. Across the infinite layers of the lower planes, a band of heroes desperately hunts for the whereabouts of an ancient weapon, one that could very well turn the tide of the eternal blood war. What's interesting is this came out almost a year prior, more than a year prior to Descent into Avernus, so it was long before we're dealing with the Blood War. With the help of the Archmage Mordenkainen, these adventurers must stop the Great Leviathan from falling into fiendish hands. Can they unlock the mysteries of the War Machine before it's too late? So here it is here. Biggest travesty is this front cover is awesome. I think this is Yinagu taking down Baphomet. I think that's Baphomet. I want to say Baphomet's the... Baphomet the Minotaur? I don't know. Either way, they're not in the adventure, so that's kind of a bummer. But this is really cool art. It might be Out of the Abyss art, and I just don't remember seeing it. So I did a very cursory read-through of this adventure, and it seems pretty interesting. I love Tier 3 stuff, or even Tier 4 adventures, right? That says 11 to 16, or 17 to 20, just because it's rare to get to play at that point. So I did, just like I said, a quick flip through to see, and you basically have it broken down into a couple different parts. Traveling to Stygia, the river Styx, reaching the ship's helm, and then activating it. This one does have bookmarks, and they do work. And one thing I did want to point out is this awesome new stat block for a Styx dragon. Often found in the top layers of the lower planes, these beasts are one of the more dangerous denizens of the infinite river Styx. We have both a wormling and an adult version. You can see that the wormling has just an acid breath, but the adult one has acid breath and also Styx breath, which is the coolest one. 60-foot cone, wisdom saving throw, or take psychic damage. In addition, on a failed save, the target's intelligence score is reduced by 1. They have disadvantage to all intelligence-based saving throws and ability checks. They can repeat that save at the end of their turn. If the creature's saving throw is successful, the creature is immune to the effects for 24 hours. So it's just different to see a Styxian dragon, and I really like that. And it says they're kind of more serpent-like, right? They live in the river. So that's cool. I want to add that to my campaign. I'm a big fan of that. Then on Wednesday, we got DDAL 515 Reclamation, which has the best description. A 4-hour adventure for 11 to 16th level characters. Thanks for that informative adventure intro, Wizards of the Coast. Another 2.5 stars for 34 ratings. Apparently, these high-level ones are not doing so hot. Best platinum seller, though. Does this give us any more? Okay, so the D&D website gives us some more adventure. Seer's been rescued along with Ulcaster, the infamous archmage that founded a wizard school that is now in ruins in the foot of the hills of the Cloud Peaks. However, while leaving to get the two to safety, a cloud ship arrive, unloading a shipload of pirates on the ruins. Seer knows they are after what they are after, and needs the heroes to stop them and their leader. So again, this is also a limited time adventure, so keep that in mind. But Both of these two are pretty low rated, but they're so you saw that was 14 and 15, and they were level 11 to 16 adventures. Keep that in mind for a little bit there. And then on Thursday, we got the Shield of the Hidden Lord. This one, very highly rated, 4.5 or 14 ratings, best gold seller. Generations ago, the most dangerous artifact in the world was lost beneath the streets of Baldur's Gate. Now it's your job to go and find it. Shield of the Hidden Lord is an 8 to 10 hour D&D adventure for characters 1st to 4th level. It expands on the material presented in Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, but can be played on its own or as part of its own campaign. It is Adventure League legal. So I downloaded this and I read through this one as well. This is pretty interesting. I like the intro right here. One of the ruling dukes of Baldur's Gate is a devout disciple of Zariel, and she's tremendously ambitious, and she wants to become a Grand Duke and present Baldur's Gate to her infernal mistress, and to do so she needs the Shield of the Hidden Lord, which is a legendary magic item found in Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. So if we jump down, you can see they do have the full stat block for Shield of the Hidden Lord here. They did add an additional magic item that is just for this adventure, the Dagger of the Hidden Lord, which is really dumb because it's just a +1 dagger, essentially. Which in my mind, if you know what it is, why would you attune to it? It says it's a unique weapon, but it's a +1 weapon, and it's cursed. While you're cursed by, you're unwilling to part with it. While attuned, you feel compelled to kill a humanoid creature with it every 10 days, proclaiming to the Hidden Lord when you do so. Every day you resist the compulsion, you must make a DC 10 con save or take a level of fatigue. I assume they mean a level of exhaustion, and they just used the wrong term here. This magically induced fatigue disappears when you kill a humanoid with the dagger. Again, I assume that means exhaustion. But, without the curse, and if you don't know that has one, and you identify it, it just comes up as a +1 dagger that requires attunement. It doesn't do anything cool, though. Like, in my mind, if you're going to make it a +1 dagger that also requires attunement, I get that you're attuning to it because that's what kind of gives you the curse, but it's a +1 dagger. Why would I if I could go find a +1 dagger that's non-attunement, and this is a +1 dagger that is attunement, again, assuming you cast Identify on it, that has no additional properties other than the curse, which you won't know about, why would you ever attune to it? It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Anyway, that's that, and then there's additional creatures, but they're not new or anything. No unique creatures. Then, on Friday, lastly, the end of the week, we got a 516 Parnast Under Siege. This one, again, very highly rated. 4.5 stars, best platinum seller. 4.5 stars for 84 ratings. Despite the adventurer's best efforts, more creatures join under Bad Fool's banner. No longer content to simply attack caravans or isolated homes, the Hill Giant Warlord descends upon Parnast at the head of a great force of humanoids. Seer warns the adventurers directly now in time to rally the town and prepare defenses, but a heroic effort is required to break the siege. This is a 4-hour adventure for 1st to 4th level characters. I think I might have played this one, but my point that I made from earlier is Adventures 14 and 15 were for level 11 to 16 level characters, and then the 16th adventure in the series is for 1st to 4th level characters. So you can clearly see that you don't play them in numerical order, because you can't play two that you're levels 11 to 16 to then go and play one that you're level 1 to 4. So I still just don't understand why Adventures League doesn't release the numerical order of the adventures be tied to the level. Like, if you're going to do 20 and you're going to do 5 in each tier, 1 through 5 should be tier 1, and so on. That way you have an idea, and if you played in level 1, like, the storyline in my mind should be like a story you tell through the whole season. So if I play through Adventures 1 to 20, I've also leveled from 1 to at least 17, potentially going through all of that. But I get to hear and see the continuous story, rather than like playing in these other 2 adventures where I'm dealing with Allmaster and trying to rescue Seer, and then the immediate next adventure in the numerical line is from when I'm level 1 to 4 and I'm dealing with Bad Fool. Again, maybe that's just me. There's also a tavern coloring page on Friday, and there was at some point starter set digital backgrounds on Thursday. So that's pretty much it. I feel like the content's starting to wind down. We're also approaching the end of Season 5 content. So I don't know how long Wizards of the Coast is going to continue to support this effort and put out free content daily. I know some of the world is starting to transition back, like here in my state in New York. I think this weekend they're starting to open outdoor seating for restaurants. I still think it's dumb. As someone who was part of a pandemic team for my real job, I still don't think we should be reopening things at this point, my personal opinion. But, we'll see. There's a lot of other stuff going on, so I'm not really sure. But, my guess is maybe this will end around July, but I could be wrong. Maybe they'll continue it to the end of the year, which would be awesome for everybody because that's just a ton of free D&D content. And again, once we are able to all get back together and play in person again, then we can have this as a resource and all these extra games and modules and stuff we can play, which is very cool. So once again, I'll just tell you in the description, there is a link to a Theros giveaway that I have going on. All the details are contained in that Gleam giveaway if you click that link. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you to my patrons for continuing to support me. If you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you did so, but that's your call. It's just two clicks or even one click depending on the situation. So I leave that up to you. But hey, our numbers are increasing, and while I don't think it's going to be possible to hit 50,000 by my birthday on the 12th of July, I'd still like to do it. So here's hoping. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.